Everybody keeps wondering when a price is going to drop, when a price is going to go up, what's happening with interest rates, are they going to stay where they're at, or are they going to drop? What is going on with the real estate market? In this video, we're going to cover everything you need to know about what's happened to the real estate market in the months past, as well as what's happening today and where things are going as we head into spring and summer of 2025. There's been a lot of changes that you're going to want to know about. There's also been some things that have stayed the same over the last year, even 2 years, that you're also going to want to know about. So make sure to watch this video all the way through till the end. And with that said, let's jump into things. What's up, you guys? My name is Cody Steck. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here, I make videos about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, and play here along the Wasatch Front. And if you're a returning viewer, I want to welcome you back for another video. In this one, like I said, we're doing a market update on what's happening in the market, what's going on across the board. We're going to talk about the market at a very high level. We're going to talk about the market at a very specific level, maybe breaking it down by county or by city. We're going to cover a lot of information in this video. If there's anything that I could do to help you in your real estate journey, whether you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, please reach out to me. My team and I service the entire state. My information's here on the screen. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. So please call me, text me, or email me anytime. And let's have a chat about the type of home and lifestyle you're looking for, or if you're looking to offload a property, we can talk about that as well. So with that said, let's jump into my computer screen. All right, guys. So the first thing I want to talk about is how interest rates have changed over the last couple of months, as well as the last year, and where I at least think they're going to go over the next couple of months. Now, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know exactly where they're going. Nobody does, in fact, but I do want to make some projections because right now there's a lot of hearsay out there. There's a lot of people saying, oh, they're going up, they're going to 10%, they're going down to 5%, and a lot of people in between. So I'm going to give you just my opinion. You can take it for what you want. You can kind of make your own decision based on that, but I wanted to just share my opinion as well as some information about where interest rates have been over the last little bit. Okay, so taking a look at this graph here, you can see that looking over the past year, going back to March of 2024, interest rates were sitting at about 7%, so just slightly higher than where we are today. They did end up climbing to about 7.5% in April before falling pretty substantially down to about low 6% range back in September. Now, in hindsight, this was actually a pretty good sign. A lot of people were thinking, great, we're actually out of the weeds now. Interest rates are going to keep falling. We're going to go down to 5%. People got really optimistic during this time, but unfortunately, that's not what happened, right? Interest rates actually climbed right after that point here in October, jumping up to about 6.5%, and then climbing back above 7% for a couple of months now. And over the last couple of weeks, we've actually dipped down about 0.25% and sitting at roughly 6.79% as of today. Now, with interest rates here at this level, we are fortunate enough that here in Utah, our interest rate actually sits slightly below that. Typically, for most owner-occupied loans where somebody's going to be living in the home for themselves, we're seeing interest rates of about 6 to 6.5% across the board. That is going to vary based on whether you're doing a VA loan, FHA, conventional, or a jumbo. There's a lot of different options out there, but we are seeing that here in Utah, we're a little bit below that. So you see 6.79 here on the screen. We're actually a little bit below that, which is fortunate for us because we are sitting lower to closer to about 6%, maybe about 6.5% in some circumstances. I do think that, my opinion in where interest rates are going to go over the next little bit, I actually think they're going to stay roughly where they're at. There's a lot of uncertainty, obviously with the political climate, which we're not going to talk about here today, but there's a lot of uncertainty with what's going on with that, what's happening with the economy, with war, with all of these different things across the country. And that's actually causing there to be a lot of pause and hesitancy across the stock market, the real estate market, the bond market. All these different markets are kind of freaking out saying, okay, where are we going to go? I don't know. Let's just kind of sit where we're at. So even though inflation cooled, actually, as of yesterday, did see the inflation data came down. And we are sitting a little bit lower than what was expected, which is a great sign overall. Egg prices are dropping. I know a lot of people are super excited about that because it's been a long time coming. They still need to come down even further, but at least they are coming down. There's been a cooling in inflation, but I don't think that's going to really affect where interest rates are going, at least for the next couple of months. For the next 3 to 6 months, I would expect interest rates to stay, according to this graph that I have here, somewhere between 6.25 and 7% for the foreseeable future. Now, again, getting below that 6% mark, it could happen, but it's going to take some time, right? There's a lot of uncertainty. In fact, in my opinion, I don't think that's happening in 2025. I think, again, for this year, we're going to be stuck somewhere in that 6 to 7% range for the majority of the year. Now, let's jump in a little bit deeper and talk about what's happening in the market. So if you've watched my videos before, this will look very familiar for you. We're going to take a look at what happened just last month, as well as what's happening in this month and how that compares to prior years. So February 2025, our count, which is how many homes were sold, is 2,000 2,673, up from January at 2,167. This is pretty typical. January is always the slowest month for home sales. So home sales are up about 500 sales across the board. We have a median sales price here at 500,000 with a original listing price. That's this one here, median OL $, at 520,000. You also have this ratio here, which shows you how much the home is being sold for based on what it was originally listed for. So this is sitting at 96%, and you can see that that's pretty much where it's been since August of last year. We were actually a little bit higher in the summer of last year at 98%. So we're here at 96%. The other thing I want to point out is that days on market is climbing. We are seeing 52 days on market as of February of this year, which is higher than what we saw last year. Again, let's take a look at some information from last year. We had 41 days on market this time last year. So the number of days that homes are sitting on the market is climbing. We're starting to see inventory increase. However, there's still a lot of competition in the market at all price ranges. 3 out of the last 4 offers that I've submitted for clients have had multiple offer situations. So regardless of which price range or location you're looking at, if there's a good home, it's got something unique about it, and it's priced well, there's going to be competition. There's still people out there buying homes. You know, this is one thing that I think is really funny when you go and you look at maybe the news cycles, or you talk to people, or you look online at social media and people say, you know, who's buying a home right now? This is ridiculous. This is crazy. Well, I mean, people are still are, right? Either they've got the money, they've got cash, or they're just accepting that they're going to have a higher payment based on where prices and interest rates are today. So even in this market, people are still buying homes, right? Evidence here that in the last month, we had 2,673 home sales just in our MLS system. This doesn't include all of Southern Utah, and there's a lot of homes that sell off market that are not included in this as well. I would guess that there's probably an additional 30 to 40% of homes that should be added to this number just based on homes that don't make it onto the MLS or are in a different MLS system. Now, the system we're looking at here covers about 80%, 90% of the state, but there are some homes here that are not going to be included in these numbers. But my point being, there's still thousands of homes that are selling every single month. So 2,673 in February, going back to February last year, we're at 755, which is slightly higher, but nothing that's really concerning, right? We saw a few less home sales this February compared to last, but the thing that I really want to point out and take a look at here before we look at some more niche down information is what's actually happening with prices across the board. So this particular data set, this includes all areas, this includes all home types, this includes starter homes, townhomes, condos, luxury homes, everything across the board. I want to go back here and actually just take a look at this column right here. So the median sales price has not fluctuated or has not changed in a couple of years now. You can see that it fluctuates month to month. Some months we might be a little higher, some months we're a little lower, but overall the median sales price has really not changed all that much. We're sitting here at 500,000. We went up a little bit right here in the summer of 2022, then fell down to about 455 here in January 2023, and then quickly climbed back up. It looks like basically like June of 2023 back to 500,000. And it's been right around this number for the last 18 months or so, almost 2 years. So you've got 499, 490, 493, 490, 485, right? The median sales price has not really fluctuated. In fact, you could almost argue that prices have still climbed during this time, right? A lot of these are in the 480s, 490s right here, which again can be due to just the market at that time as well as interest rates. But now that the market has kind of recovered, the stock market is what I mean. The stock market's kind of recovered. It is at higher levels than it was during 2023. We are seeing that sales prices have actually rebounded in association with that. So sales prices here at 500, 510, 510, 507, 505, you get the idea. So home prices have dipped a little bit going into winter, which we always expect. If you go back and look at the winter months from any year, home prices are going to dip during this time, just because typically people at higher price points are not buying and selling real estate during these months. They don't want to move when it's cold. They don't want to move when it's snowing and it's dark. They don't want to do that. They want to move in the spring and summer when kids are out of school, it's warm, and it's a lot easier to make the move. So again, going back here, December and January 2022, 23, we had 477, 455, right? Prices are depressed here, but then they start to climb going into summer. So I actually expect the same thing to happen this year. We actually didn't see home prices drop really all that much. We only saw home prices drop to 498 here in January of this year, 500 in February, and so far for the month of March, we're sitting at 507,000. Days on market is decreasing, which means homes are selling a little bit quicker. I actually expect this price to increase. I would not be surprised to see somewhere between 515 to 530 for the median sales price going into summer of 2025. Okay, so let's take a look at some data that's actually a little bit more narrowed in and take a look at what's happening with single family homes across the Wasatch Front. So I'm going to include the main metro area here in this search. We're going to be looking at single family homes only. So again, I'm not going to go through all the numbers here, but you can see that January sales were pretty depressed. We saw it climb back up in February, which is great. We always expect that. January is always the slowest. And sales prices have actually kind of done the same thing, right? Summer of last year, we were about 615 on our median sales price. We saw it slowly kind of dwindle down going into the winter of this year, down to 585 or even 582 in February, but we are already starting to climb back up. Homes here are selling for roughly 2 to 3% below the original listing price, and this is across all home types. So just keep in mind that this does not include every single home, right? Some homes are going to sit on the market for 6 months, they're going to sell for 10% below what they're listed at, and other homes are going to sell within 2 or 3 days of being listed, and they might even sell for more than the listing price that was being asked. So you have to keep that in mind. That's really where it comes down to. Working with an agent who knows what's out there in the market, who knows what's going on, how prices are changing, what people are looking for, and how desirable a property is. Hopefully that can be me. I would love to help you guys. If you're looking to buy real estate or even sell real estate in this market, please reach out to me, call me, text me, or email me anytime. I love hearing from you guys, and I cannot wait to hear from you. My information is here on the screen. Let's have a chat and talk a little bit about that and how I can potentially help you with that situation. So taking a look at this, sales prices here, 589, 500 as of March 2025. Again, I do expect us to climb above 600,000 going into the summer. I would not be surprised to see us go somewhere between 615 to 625 on the median sales price for single family homes in this period. All right, now I also want to take a look at what's happening at these higher price points across the board. So we're not going to change the location that we're looking at, but I am going to narrow in the prices looking above 800,000 all the way up to about 5 million. Now, the reason I don't include anything below that is because it's going to rule out a lot of these other options, basically about 60 to 70% of the homes that are out there. And I also want to rule out the homes that are selling above 5 million because that's kind of just an anomaly. There's not a whole lot of those homes selling, and it's not a good data set to use for what we're looking at here. But looking between these numbers, you can see again kind of that same thing. January, the slowest month, median list price during that time was $1,095,000. This is across all homes that are single family anyway. And you have a median sales price of $1 million. This actually declined slightly from $1,032,000, and in February down to $983,000. And now, as of so far, at least for March, we have 72 home sales. Median sales price to list price, or excuse me, the sales price to list price ratio is climbing. We're at 99% here, which means that home prices are selling for closer to what they're listed for. This is a stark contrast from what we saw back in January, even December of last year. We're at 91%, 93%. So homes are selling much quicker, and they're also selling closer to your asking price. A quick little tip, if you are in this price range and you're looking to sell a home, do not do it in November, December, January, or February. You're going to get hit and you're going to not make as much money as you possibly could. So going into the summer, this is the ideal time to sell. Basically, anytime between March and July is going to be your best bet for maximizing the sales price based on the seasonality that we see here in the market. So home prices, again, selling closer to list price. Our median sales price right now is $993,000. Days on market is down substantially for this data set right here. You can see we're only at 28 so far for the month, but this sales price right here is going to climb. We are going to see home prices go up into the spring, into the summer. I would not be surprised to see this hit about $1,050,000, maybe even $1,075,000, let's say. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed this information, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Reach out to me if I can help you in any way. And with that said, we'll catch you in the next one.